Today, we're diving into a popular post from the Reddit titled as "TIFU by blowing up my hand with a firework." Pictures inside. This post received 47,632 upvotes. Posted by Oso Locks. The post reads as follows. Warning. Not for the squeamish edit. Damn. I didn't expect this post to blow up like this, ha. Thank each and every one of you for your kind and not so kind messages and comments. I appreciate them all. TLDR edit. Blew my hand up 5 years ago and it put my ass in check. My wife is my personal superhero. Don't let something catastrophic happen to you, so you take initiative for the direction of your life. Major edit. I feel this should be said again since my post has been reported. This happened 5 years ago and I am 100% healthy. This post is to simply remind people not to do dumbass shit like I did. First hospital visit after being cleaned up. https://imager.com/a/lgh9 Lou progress picture of the first month today. What's up everyone? So for those in the States, we are celebrating the 4th of July, and I hope my story can remind you to be safe during your celebrations and not to take anything for granted in your life. So 5 years ago, I fucked up by blowing up my hand with a firework. A double-shot mortar to be exact. And it was one of the best things that happened to me. For a background, I grew up on 300 acres of land and spent my childhood and teenage years riding quads, dirt bikes, 4x4ing, and having paintball wars with friends. We also enjoyed blowing shit up and always looked forward to the 4th of July and the loot we could score when it came to fireworks. I always felt confident handling them or the chemical compounds needed to make a big boom. I had a few close calls but nothing that ever shook me. Shit. Did that change? Fast forward. Rewind to 2016 at the age of 27. At the time I worked for corporation making okay money with room to grow, and just being complacent where I was in my life as far as meaningful goals and my future went. I had also just began dating my wife in February of 2016 and things were wonderful 5 months into our relationship and I knew she was the one. We live in California and her cousin has a house by the beach and would have 4th of July parties every year, and this would also be my first time hanging out with her family too. We showed up earlier in the afternoon ready to have fun. Come nighttime myself and future brother-in-law were the first ones to break out the fireworks. It was toward the end of the night when we were down to our last few set of mortars. My wife and sister-in-law were inside cleaning and we were about to get ready to go home since we both had work the next day. One of my favorite things to do with mortars was to hold the tube like a rocket launcher and pretend I was that big dude from Resident Evil. Long story short, I dropped the mortar in backwards in a tube that was too hot. Having set off God knows how many fireworks, cakes, mortars and M1000s, I knew something was wrong when it prematurely went off. Drop it! Drop it! Drop it! My brother-in-law yelled. Even he knew shit wasn't right. Dropping this tube launching fireballs hundreds of feet in the air was not an option. Any direction there was either a set of houses or bystanders around. Before I could react, I was blinded by a huge flash, ringing in my ears and the strong smell of burnt hair and flesh. All I could hear were muffled voices as I paced to gather my thoughts and I kept telling everyone, I'm good, I'm good. As I walked around, all I could feel was warm, as if I submerged my entire arm in warm water. I looked down to see my hand and my thought was, oh, that's not good. I calmly walked into the house where my wife and sister-in-law are still cleaning and I make my way to the sink where I turned on the cold water and run my hand underneath it and attempt to move my fingers. I thought to myself, okay, I can feel cold water. My fingers are sort of moving, I think, I'm good. With the help of a neighbor, I get a beach towel and someone's phone charger to strap my arm up. I calmly tell everyone I am okay. I'm good, take me to the hospital. I knew I had to keep calm and needed to get help ASAP or my ass was going to bleed out. Without boring you all with too much detail, the first hospital we went to looked at the blast wound and said, you need to go to a trauma center, we can't do anything for that here. I was stabilized for 4 hours until 2:30 a.m. and was transported via ambulance to a trauma center 30 miles or so away. Upon arriving to a well-known and respected trauma center and waiting another 2 hours before speaking to a surgeon, he told me, "Dude, you need a plastic surgeon and specialist. You are lucky you're a big guy or that arm would be gone. We are going to try to get you into," names 2 top hospitals here in California. "But it looks like they're full, but we have one shot at XYZ. I get life flighted and arrive to a large university hospital, where I had a total of 3 surgeries and 1 skin graft surgeries that included 8 pins that went in from my knuckles to my wrist. Basically all my metacarpals and wrist was shattered from the blast. After I was in the hospital for 5 days, I needed weekly visits to my surgical team 2x a week for 6 weeks, which was 2.5 hours each way from where my wife and I lived. I ended up losing my position at work, and on top of that, I could not find any physical therapist who would accept my disability insurance so I can begin my rehab. It was a total shit show dealing with insurance, doctors who took over my case, and my previous employer who still hadn't paid me out from my vacation and other PTO I acquired. When it was all said and done, the real hero of this was my wife. 5 months into our relationship and we were dealt the biggest test. She assisted me with showering, shaving, cutting my hair, dressing, and getting me to my weekly doctor appointments. By the grace of God, my medical team, and with the support of both our families, I kept my hand in about 95% of functionality. This was the most humbling and eye-opening experience that has happened to me. It forced me to grow as a man and put my life into perspective. In 2018, I enrolled in prerequisite classes to begin taking steps toward completing a degree as an occupational therapy assistant and just graduated this year in March. I hope to use my experience to help others in hard times and let them know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. It just requires diligence, hard work, and belief. No matter how bad it is, don't give it. If you've read this far, I appreciate your time and listening to what I had to say. Thank you. And don't blow your shit up. A comment from user Jeff1200 says, "Oh, a spoiler post, haha, time to click it. Holy fuck, what the hell." This comment received 3276 upvotes. A reply from the original author Oso Locke says, "Tears of joy, tears of joy." This reply received 90 upvotes. A comment from user JFO22 says, "Holy hell, that is fucking gnarly. Glad you recovered well. I feel like I'd probably look at my hand and just pass out." This comment received 6866 upvotes. A reply from the original author Oso Locke says, "Lol. I am a pretty stoic guy, but I wanted to keep my cool and made sure no one else freaked out." This reply received 2838 upvotes. A comment from user Throwaway 56138 says, "Nude photos, sex stories, crush embarrassment. Those aren't fuck-ups. This is true TIFU material." This comment received 3204 upvotes. A reply from the original author Oso Locke says, "I'll take this over any of that other B.S. Lol." This reply received 621 upvotes. A comment from user Lechcon Marvel says, "Yeah, I'm never touching those things." This comment received 800 upvotes. A reply from the original author Oso Locke says, "If used properly, you should be okay. I didn't do that, obviously, lol." This reply received 93 upvotes. A comment from user DRT Vendetta 80 says, "I once had one of those TNTs go off in my hand when I was 10, so I had to click and see how bad the damage was. I regret that decision now. Jesus Christ, dude. Glad you came out as well as you did from that. And congratulations on your marriage to the patron saint of Firework injury rehab. She's a keeper." This comment received 194 upvotes. A reply from the original author Oso Locke says, "Lol, thank you bro. She got a kick out of that. Stay safe my friend." This reply received 75 upvotes. A reply from the original author Oso Locke says, "Lol, thank you bro. She got a kick out of that. Stay safe my friend." This reply received 29 upvotes. A comment from user deleted user says, LMAO, I just say a post that said, this weekend is probably the last weekend someone will spend with all 10 fingers and they probably don't know, and this is so close to making it true. This comment received 123 upvotes. A reply from the original author Oso Locke says, dude for real. This reply received 9 upvotes. A comment from user Kolb77 says, PT here. You're a lucky guy. What kind of reconstruction did you need? Was there a lot of tendon or nerve damage? I can't imagine there wasn't. This comment received 434 upvotes. A reply from the original author Oso Locke says, a ton of nerve and tendon damage. Don't remember too many specifics, but I only have my ulnar artery. The blast blew apart my radial artery, but cauterized it and prevented me from bleeding out. This reply received 509 upvotes. A comment from user huge_contribution 571 says, wow, dude. This story left me speechless. Truly every day and moment we get is a gift, and I personally cannot imagine going through something this traumatic or being in the shoes of your girlfriend, wife. I'm so glad to hear that everything went well with you and you are now in a position to help people. Much admiration is sent your way. Keep up the good work, smiley face. And thank you for sharing your story. This comment received 297 upvotes. A reply from the original author Oso Locke says, thanks friend. There is a learning lesson for everyone, especially those on the outside looking in. This reply received 103 upvotes. A comment from user Mulberry Merlangius says, crushing my hand started my career in EMS. Later firefighting. I've since left because of PTSD, but miss it tremendously. So it's pretty interesting to me how your accident changed your career trajectory too. Go forth and prosper. I'm glad to see you've healed well, and made the best of your accident. This comment received 296 upvotes. A reply from the original author Oso Locke says, thank you. This reply received 71 upvotes. A comment from user opposite_bodybuilder says, that's one hell of a fuck up. But it's great to hear you have gone on to graduate with a new career under your belt. All the best moving forward. And considering the mess your hand was, it looks pretty good now. This comment received 174 upvotes. A reply from the original author Oso Locke says, thanks. I appreciate your kind words. Only thing that sucks is my wrist extension. I do push-ups on my knuckles now and was able to start moving weights around by the 8th week. Only thing that was tough was regaining grip strength. This reply received 83 upvotes. A comment from user United_Federation says, congratulations. You're now a statistic lol. This comment received 56 upvotes. A reply from the original author Oso Locke says, tears of joy, tears of joy, tears of joy. This reply received 20 upvotes. A comment from user Medhat Sniper says, brother had his thumb and the soft tissue part under the thumb blown up as well, so I knew coming into this it's going to be gruesome. But damn, that's a big hole. Thank God you're better. This comment received 58 upvotes. A reply from the original author Oso Locke says, thanks man, like I said, those things put a lot in perspective. How was your bro's recovery? This reply received 24 upvotes. A comment from user deleted user says, there's 1 or 2 every year. Eventually I am hoping that humans are going to learn from others' mistakes. I don't believe that will ever happen. This comment received 62 upvotes. A comment from user deleted user says, wow, that's crazy. Sometimes though life slaps us hard enough to listen. So glad you're okay. And how much of a positive mindset and attitude you have. This comment received 26 upvotes. A reply from the original author Oso Locke says, thank you. I had some bad days following my accident. Times were stressful and I felt less of a human. But hey, we all learn. This reply received 17 upvotes. A comment from user Carcinogen says, I love how this is right under the video of the kid shooting off Roman candles while holding M. Someone get his dad in this thread. This comment received 39 upvotes. A reply from the original author Oso Locke says, "Oh man. That was a close call I had when I was 15 or so. Candle ended up shooting backward. I think I pissed myself too." This reply received 23 upvotes. A comment from user Ouchpuck says, "Yeah, you're a fucking idiot." This comment received 120 upvotes. A reply from the original author Oso Locke says, "Lol. It wasn't the best decision." This reply received 47 upvotes. A comment from user Whitney189 says, "Nice job with turning it around. I shattered my knees, legs in a car accident and for the last 3 years have been a rehab therapist, using my experience to help others. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to assist in any way." This comment received 16 upvotes. A reply from the original author Oso Locke says, "Wow. That is awesome, you turned it around and used it to your advantage. Thank you." This reply received 12 upvotes. A comment from user Dino Jerrysaurus says, "As a fan of the NFL and Reddit, Firework seem less and less worth it between you and Jason Pierre-Paul. Glad you are okay, buddy." This comment received 37 upvotes. A reply from the original author Oso Locke says, "Thanks pal. They're fun and safe if used properly. But I'll leave it to the pros now, lol." This reply received 13 upvotes. A comment from user PussyAnnihilator21 says, "You sure you didn't escape a saw trap?" This comment received 14 upvotes. A reply from the original author Oso Locke says, "Haha." This reply received 13 upvotes. A comment from user Deleted User says, "How much cost the treatment in Freedom Land?" This comment received 23 upvotes. A reply from the original author Oso Locke says, "Only thing I was able to see was the bill for the helicopter ride, about $29K I think. Work insurance covered the damage." This reply received 38 upvotes.